But more importantly, today's video is going to be about doing my 50-hour service for the Mahindra today. Alrighty, I'm going to try and quickly go over exactly what the manual says for the 50-hour service is required, and the location of all the filters and everything you need to do, and hopefully I get it all. I'll try to be as thorough as possible. They want you to check screens and air filters as well, and also your belt tension here. I've kind of gone over it. It's a really great setup the way they have everything. Everything is pretty much perfectly clean, but I will take these out and PM them as well, blow the air filter out and stuff. And I believe also just some other things. Your pivot points are due every 10 hours. I know I had a video where I did mine at 17.5, which was a little longer than they recommend, but I really wasn't using the lift that much and stuff. But there should be actually a grease fitting here on the front axle that needs to be done as well. So these are kind of some of the accessory things that you don't usually think about or go over. But let's start at the front axle. The front axle, the fluid needs to be changed, and there is some confusion about whether you should use like a conventional gear oil or hydraulic transmission fluid. And I verified, at least in the manual that I have, that it is hydraulic transmission fluid. So that makes everything pretty easy for a hydrostatic tractor here. You have your motor oil and you have your transmission hydraulic oil, and that's basically it. So that's pretty cool. The thing that really does throw you off is Mahindra does give you some like heavyweight gear oil. It's like 85 weight or so. So I guess that's just a gift. You don't really need to use that in this tractor. And yeah, you're supposed to inspect the obvious things: the coolant level, and oil's going to get changed, fuel filter. So let me go over those real quick. The fuel filter is really easy to find here. Alrighty, so the oil filter and the fuel filter is really easy to find here. Right here's the fuel filter. Right there's the oil filter. And if you have a hydrostatic model like mine, you're going to have this extra filter under here. I believe this should be for the transmission. And then there's one more filter on the other side. Let me walk around the tractor here. And it faces a different direction right here underneath the, right behind the step. And that's really easy to get at. So those are all the filters that need to be changed. So this front axle will get drained here in the center, and then both of these ends have a drain plug here to drain the rest of it out. And like I said, that's hydraulic transmission fluid. Alrighty, so I'm going to start with draining the engine oil. And it looks like the plug is a 17 millimeter. Alrighty, so that's what the oil looks like, and I can spread it out there a little. But you can see it's pretty dark. It definitely needs to be changed. Alrighty, so I got my new oil filter here, my engine oil filter. And that filter is right there, and I'm going to use these filter pliers to grab a hold of that and turn that loose. Alright, and there's the filter. But you can tell they put some effort into making sure this filter would store well. So I'll take a little bit of this oil Off the old filter. Oh, that's a really nice O-ring on this too. It's really beefy. You really don't need the pliers to tighten them, but in this case it's hard to get at. You might as well use the tool if you have it. Alrighty, I got the drain plug in, posted. So the next thing I'm going to do is this fuel filter. And I haven't really ever done one of these, so this ought to be interesting. The manual said there is a fuel shutoff valve. I'll be darned if I can find one. I can try and trace this line out to the other side. And honestly, I have no idea. This should just screw in like a cup and unscrew. So supposedly, I think there is kind of like your water filter. I think there's like a stop built into this that when you unscrew it, it'll shut a valve off here, and you won't lose too much more fuel. Alrighty, so let's see how this goes. Yep. Just unscrew this. Let's see what happens here. The whole tank's gonna drain. Nope, just a bit. Wow, this thing is really in here. There we go, finally. There it goes. There's the old O-ring. Looks like you will need that old O-ring too. So this has got some notches in it that are going to line up with these keyways. Look at that, right on the money. Alrighty, next up is this, it just says filter oil, and this is obviously for the hydrostatic fluid. Oh man, come on. Oh, this thing is really on there. I hate when that happens. We all know why that happens. There's not enough room to get it out that way. So you're going to have to come up and over like that. Nice. And that one's done. I just have to get the transmission filter on the other side. And then all the filters are done. And then I can start on the front differential. Alrighty, so this one should be pretty easy. It's right here. And I always like to match it up, make sure it is the same filter. Alright, so let's take this filter off. Let's see how this one will go. Yeah, I thought so. It's pretty long on this pipe. You almost want to back it here. Whoa, that was close. Yeah, that's what happens when things get oily and slippery. They slip out of your hand. I would have liked to have gotten that a little quicker and not made so much of a mess. Lost so much oil, but that's fine. Glad it's changed. Alrighty, I got that cleaned off, and we just cinch this down. Actually, I was using it the wrong way. It should be used this way. And we are a little low. We're in between the second and third X, so I don't know what that is. If that's a quart, a gallon, who knows? It's probably a good couple quarts. That was quite a bit that came out of that filter. Alrighty, so I'm getting in the home stretch here. Just have to do this axle. There's 3 drain plugs, one in the middle and one on each of the end of the wheels at the bottom. So this one here in the center is 15/16 fits it really good. There might be a metric equivalent to it, but yeah, 15/16 fits it perfect. So I'm going to loosen that up and get this thing started draining. And since it's a stubby wrench, I got 2 stubby wrenches. Let's see if I can make one regular wrench. There we go. Of course, that'll drain a lot faster if you open this cap up here. And then it'll just drain right out for you. Alrighty, so at the bottom of the axle here, it looks like this is 12 millimeter to drain them out. Alrighty, that took a while, but I finally topped that off and the oil is right there. So I'm going to put my plug back on. And now I'm just about done. I need to top off the hydrostatic fluid in the reservoir for the hydraulics. As you can see, I don't know how well the camera's going to get that, but it's like at maybe 2.5 out of the 3 X's. And then I should be good to go. I can start her up and run through the hydraulics, get the air out of the system, and that'll do it. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Alrighty, so that's going to do it for today. I'm really happy I finally got my 50-hour maintenance done. There's a couple things I need to do yet. I need to hit that front axle with some grease. I need to blow out the air filter here. But that's all simple stuff, and the video's gone on long enough. So, yeah, I think that's going to do it for now. I know I haven't done a video in a while, but hopefully as soon as I get the garage done here, I'm going to have much better quality videos, and yeah, I look forward to it. So thanks for watching. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.